Can everybody hear me? Testing.
Yes.
Test.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Anybody hear me?
Still sucking it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. This message said speaker's not working. All right, let's go to NQ here. Made a higher low here. There's an A+ setup right here, set up on the 5-minute, guys. If it can break back above 12,767, we can see it come right back up. You can set a limit at 1208 or 12,800. We can come right back up to 12,872. It did expand range on the 5-minute and the 15, but it's making lower highs on the 60. If it break anytime today we break 12,705, we're gonna have a big sell off to the downside. It's not looking good, I tell you that. We can come back down to see $11,000 on NQ. Right now we got that break retest happening on the daily, and of course there's support on the 60. It's at 12,705. It's not good. It's not good. So right off the bat here, guys, anytime we break this low, and really if we break 12,705, major drawdown on it. Major problems with it. Go to ES real quick. ES, I think, is expansion on the 5-minute. Still has not made a new low or taken out the 60. Right here on the weekly, it expanded a range, came right back inside. So far, it's stuck right in the middle of range on ES. If it breaks this wick right here, we can see it come on down to 456 or 4056. Anytime it breaks 4056, same thing as NQ. Just going to sell right back off. Take a look at Tesla real quick. I'm looking around. Tesla's in a consolidation, still got room to pivot 60. Nvidia is in a really tight consolidation. Looks like it finished up in that consolidation yesterday on 60 and 15. Everything's having massive problems right here. Tesla spiked up this morning, pretty much probably could fill this gap pretty quickly. Back under $1,000 here. It's a break retest on the month. Of course, there's a lot of support down here between $700 and what we see now. Right here, if it breaks this key level, which is this wick right here on the daily, if it breaks 821, it will come down to 756 very rapidly. That also is a solid green candle right here on the week. Gets us to 700. So Tesla could fill this gap very quickly, and if it breaks 859 or yesterday's low, it will continue to sell off. So definitely keep an eye on that. Yeah, so see how it fell to make a new low here on the 60? We could see it push up this morning, guys. So if NQ breaks above 72 right here, it will be long. We'll target 12,800. It's long right this second. We're going to target 50% of this big red candle here. Next time NQ goes long is over current high. So high day, when it breaks $86, will be long again. If you're a new trader, it needs to break the high of this candle here or the low. So anything in between here, you don't mess with it. It needs to take out the low of this candle here on the 5-minute, or it needs to break the high of this candle here, 806. All right. In between that, it's consolidation. Now, if it breaks, if you want to be aggressive, if it breaks the low of this candle here, 733, it will be short. The target will be this wick right here, which will be the low of this candle here. Let me pull it up right quick. Right now, it's a pull back on the 15, the downside. All right, so long over this candle. Gonna be long when it breaks this candle here. We're gonna target 50% of this, the open. This thing can come all the way back up to here if it wants to. Now, if you're a new trader, micros, one contract, long over this, short under this. This is consolidation here. Long right now, target's 12,800. Gonna be long again when it breaks this candle again. Test is short right now. NQ short here, guys. I went and bought Tesla puts right now. Ah, damn. That's a quick 25%. NQ's long. We're going to wait to see if it breaks this candle here again. If you're new, you wait. It's short right this second. If you are, wait till it breaks 12,702 for the next spike down. It went short here if you was aggressive. I'm having to put back in my license key on Ninja Trader. What a pain in the ass. NQ short again here. Tesla's short. It's taking the low yesterday out. It's going to die. NQ's going to be short again on 12.682. It's short again right here, guys. Hope you cash in on this shit. The whole fucking market's tanking. Pick you one. Every time it breaks back below 663, going to be short again. Make sure you're taking profits along the way. $12 short again here. Ninja Trader, they don't want me to make money. I'm trying to find my license key. I don't know where the hell it's at. Tesla's short here, Bob is short, Facebook short, Amazon short. NQ's gonna be short again on 12.64, breaking a consolidation 60 down, guys. It's in major trouble. Major trouble. NQ short again here. I can't play futures, so I'm buying QQQ SPY Tesla. I can find my license key. Breaks two, it's gonna be short again right this second, guys. It's in trouble. I mean, I can't say anymore. It's in major trouble. You can literally be done right fucking now with trading. I bought zero DTE deep money calls Tesla or puts on Tesla. They're up 65% already. Got a pretty tight stop on it. NQ's gonna be short again right this second. Next time NQ goes shorts under 12.581. NQ will be short again if it breaks 12.5851 or 12.581 the low. Gonna be short again under 581. pain in the ass. Work with me here, guys. Pushing back up here. Test gonna be short on a lower day again. We got NQ consolidating. Right off the bat here, if it breaks a high of this candle right here, we're looking, but the whole market is coming down. More than likely, this is a consolidation, so it's a pullback to the top downside. So far, we got about a 40-50% retracement to the downside. I couldn't take advantage of that big ass move we just had. That's all right. Okay. There's a 60% retracement. Let's see here. Just now reading your messages, guys. Hang on. Yeah, do you remember when I said Nikki? Yes, sir. Nice job. You're welcome, Next-Gen. Have a great day. That's right, guys. That's the way it needs to be. You make your money for the day, you leave. You call it a day. You're gonna get money back. That's exactly what everybody should do. It's just, it's not on mute. It's broke. It's something wrong with it. You have to wait. You just have to work from here. Short again. The time it breaks low a day is short. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Should I? Testing. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You can't hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, thank you. Everything breaks at one time, it looks like. Still can't get into futures account here. Back in the consolidation here, we just had a major drop here. I mean, it was 200, 300 points. Anytime it takes a day slow to be short. It's taking a 60 down right this second, taking down the day, week, and the month. Of course, the first target's going to be this pivot right here on the week. It's going to be 12,465. And if it breaks down, I'm telling you, we're going to see 1,100. It's a break retest on the daily, break retest on the 4 hour. We got a measure move candle right here on the month. That candle's 2,400 points. Still making lower highs, lower lows. Every time it breaks, just make sure you're scalping it. It could be a significant drop each time it breaks. So right here, this is a measure move candle as well. 100 points wide. That gets us to 2,490. Probably already down there. Now it's close. Got another 30 points on it. Right now we're consolidating sideways. Every time this thing pops back up here, I'm looking for resistance levels. Right here is a major resistance level. Right there. That's major resistance. So here's what we want to see. We want to see it. If it comes back up here, it's okay. But if it breaks it and retests it, it's a problem. What we want to see is it still making lower lows or lower highs. So right there, as long as it stays below this right here, we're showing a downtrend. It's going to be short when it breaks below this candle. Now, if it breaks this candle here, it'll be long, but the target's only going to be body. All right, the body of it, because that's also major resistance. Right there. Again, if it breaks this level and we see it retest it, we can start to push back up here. So if it breaks it, retest it, so that resistance, if it becomes a support level, we can start taking these wicks out and actually come back to retest the pivot. So right now we're back in that consolidation. Went long right there. You should be scalping it because it's a consolidation. There's the first target right there. I can't play it, fortunately. Nice. All right, broke through resistance there, come back up. This could be a consolidation break back to pivot here. So once it retests it, pulling back here, if it comes back and bounces off this level and pushes back up, it's a retest to be long over this candle. Figure this out, mark some levels on it. This right here is still a major resistance level. Pulling back here. Remember, all this is a chop. So this entire area here is resistance levels. Now it did go long here, and the target was the body. Really, it's not safe too much up in there. We're in an overall downtrend. Of course, if you're going to take it short, you're safest to take it under here. If you want to be aggressive, you can take it under this candle's low. So if you're going to be aggressive with it, short under this wick right here, target will be 50% of this wick and then the low. So wicked up in here before, it wicked again. Just happened to break the resistance. All right, so there's no sense even messing with an indicator. So get back to me. So we'll just chalk that up. Can't do nothing. There's no sense in worrying about it, right? Well, I'd like to cut that move off. You was able to catch this right here in the first few minutes of the day. Congratulations. Nice one. Back up in this chop here. All this is consolidation, every damn bit of it. If you take the day's range, all this is inside of it. Now it gets kind of sketchy up in this area here because every time it got close to this area, it wicked right back. Now it is long. The problem is if it's wicked there before, it can wick again. Looks like it wants to come back to pivot. All right. So there's a break. There's a retest as it pushes right back up. It's long right now, guys. Now you're going to target this wick here. You want to be out before it gets there. All right. Each of these wicks are resistance. They're resistance, and we know that as 100% fact because each time price came up here, it rejected. It came up again, it rejected. So it can reject again over here. All right. So every time it pulls back and breaks, it'll be long again coming back through here. All right, right now you need to wait. We need to see how it reacts to this pivot or this wick. That is a pivot right there, but it's a wick too. So if the wick there before, it can wick again. Once that reacts, this candle. Now if we break it and retest, it pulls back. So if it pulls back in the current candle, it's a pullback to the top side and a retest. We can come back up this area here very rapidly. All right, because this over this candle here, it's clean. It's a clean price action right through here. Long right now, it's super clean. It's long, boys and girls. It's a clean move back to there. That's that A plus setup. See the higher lows there? The next time it breaks the high here, be next time you enter it, target will be pivot. All right. Texas long right this second as well as shop. Shop's an A plus setup. Beautiful, super clean price action. Also snow, BA is an A plus setup right this second, coming back up a large candle. Beautiful setup. Beautiful. Now, NQ will be long when it breaks this candle right here. So as soon as it breaks the high of this candle here, if you look to the left over this wick right here, this is one solid candle. So if we go to 15, you'll see it. right there. Higher lows along here. Target's going to be pivot. First target 50%. And then body, then wick. Now, overall, this thing is still in major trouble. You can come back up to retest this thing and then sell back up. So. Here's that retest 60. Big breakdown, consolidation. The break, retest, come right back down. Anything that takes a day's low to be short. We'll go back into overall trend. If you're a new trader, you need to wait till it breaks 12,519, gets us back outside of consolidation here. So your safest trade is under this candle here. If it breaks this low right here, if this candle right here stays inside, it makes a lower high. And if you look to your left right here, this is one big green candle target. You could actually put a limit order on this thing right here for 50% and just set and forget it. All right, we're guaranteed to get 50% here and then open and then low and then hopefully come right back through. But this coming back through here, we're going back through chop. So every bit this right here is consolidation. All right, all this is consolidation. It's short right this second. First target's gonna be 50%. All right, you actually set a limit order on it. That's a safe trade for new guys. You got big plans for this weekend, people? All right, about 4 hour on. Yes. PayPal's going to be short under 80.97. Docu's going to be short under $74. Zoom's going to be short under 94.01. There's 50% of that candle right there. That line's a little bit off. That's 50% of that candle. %. The reason I say 50% because 50% is a regular pullback point. It's a regular pullback area. It's a fib level. I tell you what, everything in here it can be super dangerous. All right, this is a compound inside candle. This is a chop. All right, it is a chop. Inside candle is a chop. This is inside. Look on the third, you'll see the inside candle. It's right here. See it inside? Now, it's also special triangle. All right, so it's like this. If it breaks the high, we can target 50% of this and open. If it breaks the low, we can target 12,519. It's safer if it breaks the low down. This is outside this chop. And right now, if it breaks this wick right here, we'll target pivot. If it breaks the low of this candle here, we'll target the rest of this candle here. I made a shit ton on Tesla SPY QQQ. We talked about Tesla at open before market open.
Jerry, can I ask a question?
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, the candle that we're on currently, it opened up inside. So you said, you know, when it broke the previous candle's low, it was short. Does that happen every single time a candle opens up inside? It's either short or long based on the previous candle?
Yeah, it can be, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to be aggressive, it sure is. Sure is. Now, you really want to go back, you really want to take the inside candle to the larger trend. Because
Right.
look here, every bit of this right here is inside. When it breaks this candle here to be long, we'll target 50% of this candle here and then pivot. But you want to look at overall direction when you're looking at inside candle. So right now you see we're making higher highs and higher lows. We're back in an uptrend here. But coming down this candle here, the reason it pulls back like it does so quickly is because that's super clean price action. A lot of stops in there. And a lot of times when these things get started, they'll come all the way back through it very quickly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Like this candle here, it went inside, it pulled back up 50%. This right here pulled back up 50%. We're selling back off. This right here opened up inside, went 50% a candle, and then sold back off. Right now, inside, if it breaks this candle here, we'll take it on up to here. The inside candle is a special candle because it's a rest. It's a resting candle, really. It's a rest before the next leg up. So when it breaks there, it breaks the top of the wave. Just like a hammer is a beautiful candle in the uptrend. And just like a shooter is a beautiful candle in a downtrend. That's a rest, and also shows that sellers took control here and pushed this damn thing all the way back down. So sellers are really aggressive to get that big wick on these things. Right here, a little wicky. All right, so we know that there's resistance in this area, and sometimes they'll pop it up just a little bit to push it right back in the trend. But the whole market too. So you got to remember, the larger scale or larger time frame, or short or long right here, is down. So your best trades are going to be whenever this thing takes low a day, that is your absolute best trade. It's back in a trend. Now, of course, if it's going to reverse, we'll see it here on the 5-minute first, and the 5 will take the 15, the 15 will push the 30, 30 push the 60. So if we've hit bottom, we'll start to see it here first. Now, I'm not going to call bottom on shit until we at least see the 60 of the 4-hour start breaking major resistance and retesting it. All right, I want to see retest on major levels on the 60 and the 4-hour, if I call any kind of bottom. So when this thing breaks, we'll target 50% of what's left to pivot. Now the pivot acts as a major resistance level, and it's a magnet. So a lot of times this thing will come right back up. And if we look at the 60, it's touching the pivot. And when it touches this right here, it touches that 60 right there. Now, a lot of times they'll get close and reverse. So now that it's touched pivot, we're going to see how it reacts again. Now, because this is a solid candle, and really, if you want to be technical, this is one solid ass red candle right here. Because it consolidated here, it can consolidate again over here. And it can come up very quickly too because of that solid red candle right here. And then the pivot, high day. Every time it breaks, it's long. Every time it pulls back and breaks the high of current candle, it's long every time. Here. The next time it breaks right here, it's long. It's long again. It pulls back, it breaks the high, it's long again. And each time it pulls back and breaks, It's literally 5 or 10 points every single time. And then sometimes as this thing pushes up and it pulls back and rocks back up, I'll long it again. It's long right there. Now we'll target this next pivot. If we target pivot to pivot, pivot. All right. This is a solid candle right here. All right. Now, if we look on the higher time frames, we would see this candle is this big. We just broke back above 60, guys. Now, key area right now, we could see 12,895. All right. 12,895. All right. It's super clean there, and I'll show you on the 60 here. So here, you see it pulling back there. Every time it breaks the high, it's long again right there. So it's just rocking back and forth, just a rhythm. So see it pull back and break, it's long. Every time it does that, it's long. And it pulls back in itself, it's long again. See it pull back again, it's long again. Every time it breaks that, it's long. See it pull back there, breaks again, it'll be long. So we're just taking and breaking this way. The pullback's profit taking. Let's go to 4 hour. I want to show you that big candle. I know it's on one of these time frames. There's one great big candle there. I'm not worried about that just yet. But if that triggers, it'll be nice. Biggest candle we can find is on 60. Right here. Here's the top of that candle. Now, remember, this is a major chop here. So when it gets back in here, we can start chopping again. It don't become significant until it breaks this wick. If we break that wick, we can shoot up like a damn rocket right back up to 13,548. Because there's our A plus setup again. There's consolidation, making higher lows right back up to the top. Definitely see this on a 4 hour. This right here is all consolidation. Now if it goes inside and we get the next candle opens inside and we take out this wick here, it gets really special because we got this big ass candle, and that candle actually goes all the way up to here. But near term, we target 50% in the open this candle, and then a pivot. So it could look like expansion here. But it don't matter. It chopped here, it can start chopping again. So it ain't gonna do shit until it breaks that wick or the low of day. That's the only thing that matters right now. And of course, we can play inside range. It starts to straighten out, get a little bit cleaner. Watch it here. Right now we're inside, not a big deal. We need more information. So the next candle needs to come out and take the low of this candle here, or we need the next inside candle come up and take out the high. At that point, we'll target 50% of this wick and then high. So right now we're inside. It's a neutral candle. It's a lower high but a higher low, so it could really go either way here. So at this point, when it's inside, you wait. If it breaks this candle here, the pivot will be short. We're going to target support here. Then here. If it breaks the high, it'll be long. We'll target this resistance level and then pivot. Big candles, a lot of volume in here. A lot of volume. Now let's look at the 15. This thing came right back up to high day. And show you. You see these large candles. They're money. Absolute money. Because not only they come back down fast, they go back up just as quick. Right here, solid candle. That's going to open inside, making a higher low. It takes out the prior high. So not only is it a higher low now, when it breaks this candle here, it makes a higher high. So we know an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. We'll target 50% open high day. All right. And when it's in the first 30 minutes of the day, that shit plays out every single time like clockwork. And ideally, you want to take profits when it gets close to the open. The reason being, when it touches high day, sometimes it'll get close. So it'll make a new high, come right back down. Now, the beautiful thing about this candle is you got a big solid red candle. Now you got a big green candle, which means price can come back down just as fast as it went back up. And remember, when you look to your left, it's always important to look to your left to see what you're coming back through. We're back in this major chop shit show. And if it chopped before, it can chop again. There's no doubt about it. That's why your best trades come outside this consolidation. So anytime you get outside this range, it's like blue sky, super clean. So whenever you're taking a trade, always look left. Your best trades will be outside this range. All right. So breaks this right here, we get to here. It breaks this right here, we can come on down. It's cleaner. It's cleaner outside of consolidation. And of course, the longer price consolidates, the bigger the break. That's why you see that big ass candle. There's a lot of stops stacking here. A lot of stops. Because everybody stacked their stops right on these pivots. Right. This is a pivot. This is a pivot. 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 Stops on every one of those. And all they do is they run the stops. It drives the price down even faster. Short's got to cover. Longs have to cover. Let's see. And sales in the strength, push it down further. Netflix is long right here. Same setup, just lagging behind. Target's going to be open on Netflix. All right, guys. If NQ breaks high day here, so 12,840, it'll be long. Right now, we got more information. We got the next candle. It has opened up. First off, it's made a higher low and a higher high. This is still consolidation, all right, but it's making higher lows, so it's bullish. Ideally, it'd be long when it breaks this candle here. Now, if you want to be aggressive, it goes long again over this candle, over the wick. But this is a big wick here, so we know right off the bat there's major resistance up here. All right. So say it does break and go solid green here, you can only target 50% of this range right here and the wick, because when it gets the wick, it could fail to make a new high. It could expand it and then reverse, or it might just come on up to pivot. Who knows? So right here, higher high, higher low. There's a top. So pull back, top side. Now, if it breaks this candle here, it'll be short. We'll target 50% of this body and the low. That's also a major support level. So long here, target here, 50% profit. Short here, target here, take profit 50%. Long, target, profit. There's a lot of tickers just take a beating. Absolute baby. Now it's going to be aggressive NQ short right this second. Now you can wait till it breaks. We'll target 50% of this wick and then the low. And of course, if it breaks the low of the wick, we'll target 50% of the green body short. And the low open. Yeah. Yeah, you want the pivot study, I'm letting you. If anybody wants my workspace or my pivot study or anything I have, you want to work into it, just ask. I posted in the chat. We got the next candle here. It's going to be short on the low of this candle here. Prior candle's low, guys. All right. So as soon as it breaks the low here, it'll be short. Now here, pivot high, a lower high, a lower high. It breaks this candle, be short. Now look, this is the big green candle here. We got our A plus setup starting is coming up. It's coming together right this second. It's going to be short on a prior candle's low. All right, so we can come back down. First target, we're going to target the body, which is support, and first target's going to be 50% of that. All right, so always will take profit on 50%. On these large candles too, you can literally place a limit and leave it. Now, you want to, if you put a limit on there, you don't want to be exactly 50%. You want to be, say the target's going to be $10. Well, you're going to set your limit at $8. All right, you want to take profit before it gets to 50%. It will be short when it breaks low. Let's take a look at the higher time frame real quick. Show you this big green candle here. Higher high on the 5 minutes, a lower high. But if it breaks, we can see 50% in the low. I think on the 30 minutes, it's a higher low. It might just come back to 5, who knows? Major resistance up on top there. Support, support, support. These are all support levels. This entire area here is resistance. It will be short when it breaks that low. A lot of selling pressure still on here. We can tell that by the wickings on the top. A lot of wicking here. Here. That's selling pressure. It'll be short under the low of current candle, and target will be support these yellow lines here. 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 First target's hit right there. Next target will be here. And then 50%. And remember, this is one big green candle here to here. So big red candle, big green candle. Gonna be short again on the low, on the new low here. So as soon as it breaks this low, be short again. We're just pulling back the downside. So it looks like this. Down, pull back, breaks. Pull back, breaks. Breaks. See, this green is acting as that prior support's acting as resistance. See it retesting off of it. Looks like this. The next level of resistance decides to pop back up here. I want to see how it reacts to it. If it decides to pull back up, I want to make sure it stops. Otherwise, this could be a larger pullback on a higher time frame back to the top side. I doubt it, but it could always be. Short again, I think. Guess they're starting to find some resistance up here on top too. And next target was hit right there. Gonna be short again, a split second. As soon as it goes solid red here, we'll target this red line here, which is 50% of this big green candle short right there. It's our A+ setup coming back to a large candle. You can buy a SPY, you can buy QQQ puts. Make sure you get at least Mondays or Wednesdays expiry. Don't buy 0DTE. Don't do that shit. It's a good way to blow your account. And what it feel to damn get $5 or $10 move, and because of time decay, you're making $3. Don't do it. The only way that's a good idea is if you buy deep in the money and you're scalping it. On this big green candle that's happening right here, you can literally say limit order on this thing. There's target hit. Next target is going to be this next yellow line here, which is support. So your best bet is always these big green candles here, guys. You can set a limit at 50% of those and forget it. All right, got me short again under the candle's low. All right, so see it pulling back as soon as it breaks the low of the day, or not low of the day, but low of the current candle, be short again. Now see how it hit that and it's pulling back there. It's resistance, and I drew that a few minutes ago. See how it reacts to it? It's 50%. There's some people got 50% rules, but they don't even know why they got a 50% rule. They just know something about it. They don't know why. It's crazy. They think that when you pass 50%, it goes outside, and that's not the case. A lot of times when they hit 50%, guys, that's a regular fib level, And what they fail to realize is there's a 61% tooth fib level, which is common pullback area. So they're telling people to hop in at 50%, and it's going to go to the other side of the candle. And lo and behold, the shit reverses on them and goes back the other way. Bad idea, especially without rules. Bad idea. Nice job, brother. Nice job, there you go. Right now, we're waiting on it to break the low of this candle here. All right, we're waiting. Now, if we look at this big green candle as a whole, we're at 50% of the candle as a whole. All right, we may be at around 60. So again, we're after 1032. So you're always going to be thinking this could be a pullback. This could be a larger pullback on a higher time frame. Right, so this could be profit taken on a higher time frame. Let me pull up the 15 right quick so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so let's just pull up the 30. Right, as the day gets later, what they'll do is they'll run these things a little bit deeper inside, only pull back up. So here's what I'm talking about. Pulls up, all right, because you remember it's making a higher low here, and then it pulls back in. This is 50% of the day's range. This thing could start to pull right back up. All right, and that's why it's important to look at all time frames. Right now, I'd love for this thing to come all the way back down to the low of current candle, and there's a very good chance that it does. But in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking, are they playing a dirty trick on me? Is this just a larger pullback, right? So you got to be thinking of all the steps and all the possibilities that could happen. Now, it's back below the pivot 60. It's below the pivot on the 30 as well on the 15. Right now, we're back in a small consolidation right in the middle of range. So let me show you. It looks like this. All right, if we take the high day, so anything after 9:30, I consider high day, low day, even though I know this thing's been running all night and all morning. This to me is the day's range, high and low. All right. Now, right now, we're about 60% of that range of pullback. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to see if it breaks. It's long right this second because it just broke resistance. Now, I want to see if it pulled back. So it pulled back and retested. There's another retest of that same level it just broke from. If it breaks this candle, we're going to target that wick, but we're going to break it down to 50%. We're going to take half that wick, right, from entry. Now, right now, we're right in the middle of another consolidation. So this is consolidation, all right, right in the middle of range. So your safest entry is going to be when it breaks the low of this candle, or it really needs to break the high if you're a new trader. Now, if you want to be aggressive, you'll wait until it breaks this. All right, and you'll target here in high day. All right, so we're right back in the middle. We are in the middle. All right, it's the most dangerous place to be unless you can read the damn candle. All right, so the day's range right in the middle. It's a doji on the day. So it looked like this, came up, pull back, can shoot right back up. Or it's going to look like this. Pull up, back, pull back, the downside. So that's where breaking the low of this candle comes into play. It continues the downtrend. Right now, we're consolidating. This is back in a sideways move here, consolidation. Anytime price consolidates, guys, it can break either way. This is consolidation. This right here is consolidation. Right, if you want to hop in early, 25% from the bottom, it breaks out, retests, it shoots right back up. There's another break retest here. So it's safer if you break here. The next level of support would be here, the big target, and you would target 50% of this candle. The wick, the body, 50% of that. These big candles, you break it down to 50%. Major selling here. All right, these large wicks are dangerous, and that's why it's important to take profits quickly. So your safest entry is if it breaks the low of this candle, and really if it breaks the high. That's your safest entry if you're a new trader. Don't mess with it when it's inside chopping. It could break either way. But if you can read the candles, you can. The best trade is under this one. That there. Let's go 60. Come back up. Now, if you look at the 60, it's a higher high and a higher low. Right? So the 60 bullish, believe it or not. It looks like this: higher low, higher high. Big old ugly ass chop over here on the left. And again, it chopped before, it can chop again. Now, if we take pre-market after hours, lower high. So on the day, it's that super weak on the higher time frame, 4-hour daily weekly. This thing is beat. It's just beat down. Let's pull up the month right quick. It's important. Anytime you look at a ticker, don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. Start at the month and work your way back. Make it a habit. You should do it on every time you look at something. It should be the first thing you do. Start at the month and work your way back. Right here is a major resist or support level, right? Major support. Came down once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This 4th time, it broke it. All right, look here, it broke it and then retested. Now it's going back down. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. And so I play each time frame exactly the same way. These patterns are the same for every time frame. The only thing different is the ticker's name and the price, the time, the ticker and the price. So that shit is irrelevant. The only thing that remains is the pattern. So if it's the 5-minute chart, I play it the same exact way. The only difference is there's more money and it takes more time to complete. So the first target would be right here on this top line. That's a major support level. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches there. When price comes down, it will react to it. It will react to it. The next level is going to be right here. And again, there's 4 or 5 touches there. So support, and then we got this pivot. Oh, shit. So guys, gals, we can see 12,000. We can see 11,000. From there, that's one big green candle right here. Now, this is our A+ setup on the month. This is dangerous. From here to here is one big green candle. That's not good. That's not good. I want to tell you, if we step up, we'll see it. Let's go to the quarter. We can't find it. A little bit clear. Let's go to the year. Oh, there it is. There's a lower high. There's a lower high. Takes that wick out right there. Would target 50%, the open and the low. And this is one big green candle down to $2,600. Now, I don't think we'd get that far. There's a possibility, though. Who knows? Yeah, somebody's trying to bankrupt the country. I can tell you that. Who, what, where, organization? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not blaming it on any single party. I can tell you that. There's something that's trying to ruin the country. And it's not an individual that's doing it. It's a lot of people that's doing it. Month. Hopefully we see some kind of expansion, and then it pops back up. I mean, that would be the ideal. We expand the range on the month and we start to pick back up. So if we draw this over, expansion right there. Right, and to be a real good trend line, it needs to touch at least 3 different times. And this, I'm not drawing no damn brown, even though it's expanding. I don't call it brown formation. Brown formation spelled out 90% of the time. The brown formations that some people draw, they draw them off 2 points. It's not a real trend line. It's a fucking guess. It's a guess. Right there's 4 touches. All right, and we got expansion of that range right there. It could come right back up. Brown formations don't happen every single day on every ticker. It just don't work like that. And you can't draw a brown formation on a ticker that just made a pivot and say, look, it bounced. It don't work that way. They would say this. It's a brown formation. I told you it bounced. And it just happened. I guarantee you didn't buy it right there. They have at least 3 touches. And then it's got to bounce off the trend line to even be real. In Q, it was a pullback to the top side so far. So it looks like this. And that's why it's important to be aware of this dirty shit they do. So we just talked about it. A pullback to the top side. This came back to around 60% of the day's trend or range. So here's the day's range. That's roughly 60% right there pulling back up. Now, if you want to be aggressive, it goes long over this wick. The target would be high day, right? And then, of course, these bodies, because that's the next level of resistance, we're long right this second, and then pivot. But I want to say this. This marks a major resistance level. A major one, because price came this level here and immediately sold off. And every time it gets in this area here, it sells off. So if you pulled up book maps, you would see a hot spot right there. And if you pulled up DPO, point of control would be in this area here. Right now, we're seeing a retest. So it looks like this. We're pushing back up. There's a break. It pulls back 60%, pushing back up. Pulling back. It's safer if you wait till it breaks the high of this candle here.
Jerry, are you speaking or no?
All right, I'm back. Alrighty, back in an uptrend there. Currently still making higher lows here. So here, if it breaks the high of this candle here, of course, be long. There is resistance up here. So there's 3 touches on this line, this long line here, that horizontal line there. If it breaks that, the next target will be the high of this pivot here. Up above, if we break this consolidation back on the top side of the 60, we're looking at the A plus setup back to the top side. So we got some big ass candles that price can really rock through. Now, we're going back through the chop, of course, so we always have to keep that in mind. The good thing about these large candles too is it blocks out all the noise behind it. So this is one big red candle here. So everything directly behind it is blocked out. All right, so it's pointing. So that leaves these candles here. The tallest one, right? That candle there is going to be our trigger candle, and to the top side. And of course, we can take it back up. If it breaks this high here, high dating time, we're going to target the top of this wick here. Anyway, we'll look at that. Remember, it's going back to this consolidation here. So again, it chopped before, it could chop again. So even though that big candle there blocks everything out behind it, there's still a possibility it starts chopping this range. If we pulled up a TPO profile, this would be point of control. There's a lot of volume at price right here, a shit ton. Anything over this wick here, and more importantly, over this level of resistance, we can see price come right back up quickly. This is a really solid red candle. That red candle's solid to here, and actually, if you want to be technical, it goes to here. We can quickly come up to here, here. It's a little choppy in this area because there's consolidation, so it can chop again or consolidate in that area again for pushing back up. So if you're a new trader, anytime you're looking at a trade, always look to your left and target these tickers that are coming back through the largest candles possible. Those will be the cleanest moves because that large candles. First, it's clean price action. Secondly, it runs a lot of stops on the way back through. That is a major resistance level. So it means not only is there a shit ton of stops up there, but it would take a lot, and I mean a shit ton of buying to break through that level to beat the sellers, because there's a battle going on. When there's consolidation like that, it's really a battle. And the buyers have got to step up and take control just to push price through this range. That random wick there is the last line of defense and the last area of push. And there's individual targets in here, this high. So, of course, every time it comes up, before it can continue its uptrend, it's got to break prior highs and lows. So, first off, it's got to take the day's high. It's got to take this high, the next highs. It pushes back to areas of concern, especially the wicks. The larger the wick, the stronger that level is, because sellers were massive to push the candle back that far. So the entire candle tells a story. So when you're looking at it, especially coming back through trend, they're just telling you a story. This wick right here on the 60, when price came up there, it hit a hidden wall. It hit a hidden wall of sellers basically, and they sold the shit out of it right back down. Massive, a massive seller. All right, we're breaking back down, so it's breaking, retesting the 5. We're still sitting on top of 3060. We can retest the 60-minute. Right now, it's looking like this. So we failed to make a new high here. We got a break retest here on the 5-minute. It needs to take this wick. It takes this wick right here to be short. Target to be the open this candle, and we're going to take profits at 50%. Give me 1 second, son. I have you. So look here. It goes short on this candle. Target will be here. You want to take profits around 50% of this candle. All right. So just like it happened right here. And 50% each time, 50%. Now, right now, it triggers the downside here. If you're going to be safe, it triggers the top side here. This is consolidation. All right. So this is a consolidation. It's also making lower highs, lower lows in that consolidation. When it breaks that wick right there, it takes it down to 1530. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back to these questions right quick. Jerry, making more sense to me today for some reason. That's great, Mark. I appreciate that. I think a lot of times we tend to overthink trading. It's not really that hard. I think you should, one of the main things is practice looking at the higher time frames, work your way down. That way you can see the general direction, the larger direction of trend. And as you boil down, of course, your best trades are into direction of larger trend, but you also got to realize the price is going to reverse. We'll see on the lower time frames first. We're going to push it up first, right? And then it'll start triggering the 4-hour and weekly and so forth. But it's really easy. I mean, price does two things. It trends and it consolidates. So it does two things all the time. It trends, consolidates. It trends, consolidates, trends, consolidates, consolidates, consolidates. And it's during this period of consolidation we take our trades, right? So when something consolidates, it can break either way. It don't make a shit. So what you do is you mark the highest and the lowest candle in that range. All right, so here, 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 here. All right, it don't make a shit which way it breaks. It does not matter. It don't matter. I don't give a shit which way it breaks. If it breaks the high wick, it's long. If it breaks the lowest wick, it's short. All right, and there's ways to get in early. There's always aggressive entries. Down here, aggressive was long over here, short under there. Long over here, short under there. Long over this, short under there. Long over this, short under there. Yeah. Battling in a chip in a trade, can't hear you. So I'm in a trade, well, usually not very long. When I'm scalping MQ space in the first few minutes, I might be in a trade for 2 seconds. And every time it rocks back and forth, I buy again. Every time it breaks the high, I buy it again. Pulls back, breaks high. So if a candle moves 50 points, I can pull 60, 70 out of it. All right. Now on the larger candle, sometimes I'll set a limit on there and I'll stay in it for a few minutes. After 1 or 2 o'clock, volume decreases, right? So usually if I'm going to stay in something longer, it's going to be after 1 or 2 o'clock, right? And sometimes I might stay in it 5, 10, 15 minutes, really. Right here is consolidation, all right? So all this is a consolidation. Now we're looking at the larger picture here. Right off the bat, right here, that's a pivot, and we made a lower one, all right? So again, remember, it triggers right here on this wick. If you want to be aggressive, it's short right here on this wick, right? So it's short right here, and now we're coming back to this candle. Now, if you want to, if you're a new trader, it's one of the better setups. Your target will be 50% of this body, right? You can literally set a limit order there, and then the open and the low. Right. So right here, automatically made it bearish because it failed to make a new high. Now again, if you're a new trader, this is one of your better setups. This is coming through this large candle here. It's making lower highs. It's making lower lows. It broke consolidation. All right. So if it comes back and we see it retest, you can add to it or buy right here, right under the low of the current candle. Target's still going to be 50% of this candle, that large candle. All right. So when volume's easier, momentum's kind of slowed down a little bit, I'll stay a little bit longer. And what I'll do is I'll just set a limit. So I'll just set a limit and let it kick off. 3-minute chart, you avoid anything lower than 5-minute time frame due to testimonials. Yeah, so as low as I'll go is a 5-minute. That's it. Too much noise, too quick to understand that a reversal on the 3-minute or the 1-minute could just be a pullback on the 5-minute, and on the 15 it wouldn't even register. It's just way too fast for me to interpret correctly. Now you could trade the 3-minute and the 1-minute and all that bullshit, but your move's gonna be smaller. And secondly, it's just way too much shit. Now, if you're gonna trade the 3-minute, look for when price comes back to large candles, right, and target 50% of them. So you could use the same strategy. I don't like it. I want big monster moves, and the higher time frame too, the signal comes from, then the more important it is, the more relevant it is. So I like signals on the 15 for tickers because it's more important. It's more important. Nvidia's came up to pivot here. It's failed to make a new high, and it's automatically turned bearish. We can watch how it reacts here. It's a break retest downside. We need to see. So if Nvidia can break yesterday's high, it will be long over 190. So right there, MQ came back, ate some of that candle, starting to push back up here. Yeah, just the body. Yeah. Well, it's the body, yeah. But sometimes, Jenna, I break it down between entry and the open the candle. So right here, if it breaks this candle here, I don't like it because it's still making lower lows. It's still bearish here, but we'll do this right here. If we break the low of this candle here, the target's going to be open, but you want out. What I would do is, since there's this much room left to target, I would break it down to 50%. And usually I say 50, but I'm going to take profits before it gets to 50. I want to beat the crowd. I want to beat the crowd. So always targets far away. That way I know there's enough room to make money, but I'm always going to take profits when I want to, not when I have to. Never be greedy. Every time I got greedy and wanted a big move, it went from green to red. I had to stop out. Every time I start being greedy and wanting more, I get stopped out, or I only catch a small piece of it. I see it go, 20, 30 points back down to 6. So, or I see it flick $5 or $6 and it goes back down, 7. When I was green, I should have took it. Back in consolidation, everybody, this right here is a compound inside candle. It's ugly as hell. It's after 10:30, so of course it's going to get ugly. There's expansion here, right? There's expansion here. But regardless of that, you don't even have to see that expansion. The only thing you need to see is consolidation. That's the only thing that's important. So right now, again, it's long over this, it's short under this. Right, so your safer trades are outside of consolidation. If it breaks this wick, the high wick here, target's only going to be pivot. And of course, if it takes the pivot up on the 15, we'll target pivot 60 next. Right? So here's what it's looking like, guys. We pushed up, pull back 60, pushed up, pull back 50, and push back up if it wants to. It's going to take the high of this wick out there. Right here on top of consolidation.
Still on?
Okay, sorry. All right, we got a simultaneous break the top side, guys. Crowd is long right here. Super, super nice setup. A+ setup. NQ is gonna be long over this candle right here, and you weren't hearing me, but it went long over this candle right here. The video went long too, about 2 minutes ago. The next time it pulls back, it'll be long. A++ setup on in the video, guys. This thing can skyrocket. Just broke major consolidation on the 15 running stops. It's gonna spike up here in just a second. It's spiking right now, but it can shoot right up to $200. So first target 198, 199, 204. I'm back. Dash is ripping. Zoom just a break retest. We got ES expanded range on the 60-minute, pushing right back up. ES gets really, really interesting over 41.52. And I tell you this, guys, if ES can break 41.67-ish, NQ's long right here, guys, I'm telling you, it's fixing to go to the fucking moon, which means you can buy SPY calls, you can buy QQQ calls. Crowd is a A++ setup, guys. And the video, I'd pick either one of them. Amazon's long right here as well, and Shop, Shop went long this morning. So the market's fixing to absolutely rip. So Shop was an A+ setup this morning. Pulled back, shot back up. It's on its way back up. See that big large candle 15, 30, 60? It's an A+ setup right here. Zoom's long. SPY's long. Right here, higher lows, breaks consolidations. It breaks it, retests it back up. We're going to target pivot, high, 50% gap fill, pivot. Look at that big ass gap fill. Whoa, it's gone. Amazon, same way. Amazon's got a big ass gap up above, just exploding right now. The video, long, NQ's long. As I'm saying, they'll get you some. Crowds almost is at 50% target already. Here's the video breaking that consolidation right now. This is a 30-minute. Right here's that consolidation break right there on this candle. It's solid from here to here. We got gap fill, so we're going to target 50% gap fill, of course, and then pivot. Super clean, super clean. Anytime you're coming back through. So when it goes back through garbage, anything can happen. When it breaks outside this consolidation is where the trades get really nice. There's a lot of stops. I'm talking about a lot of stops through here. So it makes the price action a lot cleaner. Crowd still popping up here, just non-stop. NQ's going to the moon here. Whatever you do, I don't give a shit if it goes to the moon or not. Protect your profits at all costs. Put a hard stop in. Take profits often. There's no way in hell you should be going from a green move to a red move. Here's crowd, expanded range. Now these things are still beat. All right, so you got to keep that in mind. We're getting a spike here, but there's a higher lows. There's consolidation break right there. It breaks it. It retests it. Shoots right back up. Target would be open. First target 50%, then open. All right, and then pivot. It breaks that pivot and the consolidation here. We go right back up to $200. So your best trades always come through large candles. All right. Always, always, always. Zoom, same thing. NQ's long again right here. So every time NQ pulls back and breaks high day, you're going to enter. It pulls back, breaks high day, you're going to enter. All right. Every single time it pulls back. You could take one candle 10 times. Zoom right here is breaking. You can see right here on the 60-minute compound 2. Let's go to the daily, or let's go to the 4 hour. You can see that compound 2. That's why it's important to practice looking at these, finding these compound 2s where you can see them automatically on higher time frames. Right here is expansion, and right now there's a consolidation break on Zoom. It's also a break retest 1560, right back through large candle. The whole time, though, you need to keep in the back of your mind, this thing's been beat down. All right. Now, even though we can go to the moon with it, you still want to keep the thought in the back of your mind that this thing is beat. So it protects you. Amazon ripping. NVIDIA is ripping. ground ripping. There's an NQ, so every time it breaks high, it's gonna be long again over 12,929. All right, and if we look at the 60, if it breaks this wick, it will be on fire. So right now it needs to take this wick right here out, and that wick is at 12,966. And 12,966. So we still got 40 points. The reason I say that is because over this wick, that breaks the consolidation. It gets us to blue skies. All right, so everything over this wick here is a super clean price action. Super clean. All right, so over this coin, it's just one big candle. Right, your best trades come back to large single candles or compound tubes. So that being said, it's 11:30 here. I'm fixing to get off here. Every time this thing pulls back and creates a new high, just enter it. But just keep in mind we are still back in the middle of this consolidation. So until it can break this high wick, be careful. All right, be careful. I hope you all had a great day. I hope you all have a great weekend. If anybody's got questions or you're struggling, don't be scared to reach out. All right. You can message me, you can text me, you can DM me, you can reach me on Twitter, you can reach me on Discord. Don't be scared. All right. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So please reach out. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you Monday morning. So thank you. Come on, give me the box, give me down there. You will be what you do. What you do. You're very welcome.